Hey, am I on? Because Mike doesn't believe in the little red light. I don't understand that. Yeah. So anyway, hey, check out this Dark Elves Army. It's a supplement. What I like about this is that it is blue armor with kind of this coppery scales. Gives it this really nice feel. You got a little purple splashed in there, and it's about right. It's a good switch up from the regular thing that you see with Dark Elves. These are on our magnetized movement trays. Again, don't try this at home. I'm not saying that you can flip them, or that's not a guaranteed function, but it does work, and it definitely holds them on quite nicely. I just love these things. I'll put the link up. You can buy them on our website. You need to get metal plates for them. These are black because they've been primed, but they are on there. And again, for those of you that may have missed it last time, how you put the plates on is you put this little pool of super glue, shallow, on like a piece of cardboard or whatever. You lay your plates out like this, and then you take your figure and you just gently touch it to the super glue, and you then set it carefully on the plate. And I usually like to steady my hand with my other hand just so that it goes on exactly right. Get your elbows and wrists braced. All right, let's take a look at something else. These are a couple of, and these are just done with from miscellaneous ranges. And the client wanted us to make it look like his favorite video game character, I guess. And yeah, and while you can't see it, there is really quite a bit of green stuff and modifications on these two figures. And we really did peck around high and low to find just the right thing. So there you go. So the answer is I will go all the way down to one single figure. There is a premium for that, though, for small run. But we're here to do whatever it is you want. All right, here we have a couple of Brettonian specialty pieces. And really, they just speak for themselves. The artist that works on these is really good at subtle hues and making it all fit together. So the Green Knight has kind of this glowiness about him. His sword looks crystalline a bit. And the horse, although you may not be able to tell, his eyes are actually kind of this glowing, pale, luminous green color. Just enough for you to notice, with ivories and whatnot on there. The base work on these two figures has quite a bit going on with them. Some extra stones and different types of grasses and mosses and whatnot on there. And I also like there's these little red flecks in the bushes. And I think that adds something. And the trick to doing a really nice centerpiece model is to have different, like, things are going on, but they aren't overpowering. And here's a Malifaux figure. We love Malifaux. Malifaux follows our generic pricing, and I have a spreadsheet for that. I'll be glad to send it to you, or you can get it from the downloads section of our website. So all of those miscellaneous games like Infinity, Battletech, Malifaux, whatever, they fall under this standardized pricing thing. So you can always kind of give yourself a rough quote. I am all about the ballpark. You can always just email me and say, Sean, this is my thing. My only request is get the basic information down to as close to bulleted points as possible. That allows me to process it correctly and not miss anything, and also get back to people a lot faster. Project, here's some Terminators. This is our standard wargaming quality here. These are with rubble bases. That's one of the, I think it is 10 or more basing styles that we offer. This one has a magnetized banner pull for the back. Magnetization is a really nice option for delicate pieces like that, just so that they break away rather than snapping. And I think the client is using this as a dreadnought, and we're going to actually transfer him to a 60mm base soon. And this is an Inquisitor figure, and I actually think he makes a respectable dreadnought. Also, I'm not sure which one has it. There she is. Look at this. Little magnetized point hidden quite nicely under the shoulder pad. There, turns that from Flamer to Reaper autocannon. Really nice feature. When you're setting up a project that has magnetization, there's some terminology. When I say some, I mean one piece of terminology is what's called a host point. And a host point is the magnetized part that's actually on the body. And sometimes it's actually a metal plate, or sometimes it is a magnet that's embedded, or sometimes it's actually why am I saying actually so much? It's a flat magnet that goes on, but that's thin enough to not be obtrusive. And we vary that depending on the strength of the pole and the type of the join that needs to happen. So for example, if you have a very strong magnet that is a very strong magnet that you embed, but that it has a very small contact point. If you have like a big arm or gun that comes off, the leverage of it, no matter how strong that magnet is, it tends to just spin. And that's a case where you need a broader surface area that the pole isn't necessarily stronger, but because it has such a surface area, it offsets the, I guess, leverage of whatever is sticking out from it. So quite a bit of expertise goes into the magnetization. We're back. It is, now I know this is kind of a weird studio update. Normally I take you on a whirlwind tour of adventure, but it's Saturday, no one's here, and I thought, you know what, I'm just showing these projects. Why don't we go over to billing, that's projects that are waiting to get paid and shipped, and just show you what we have over there. And so here's a Mordheim project. Just come on in and get an overview because I'm not going to take them all out. This is standard level 3 work, and you know, we just did up this Mordheim warband. It's a lot of old metal figs in here, very organic looking. They all have decorative bases. A decorative base means we actually put, not actually, we put something on the base to decorate it. It doesn't always mean the model will be standing on something necessarily, like this one. This one just, the guy has just a little low wall on one side of him. And there's those guys. So very exciting. I really like the earth tones on it. Again, with the technique of creating shading that's not, it's not always black. On these guys, if you look closely, it's actually, it's a like a darkish rust color is in the recesses, and it's not all black, and that's what gives them kind of a ruddy, earthy appearance. Okay, here's my fave. This is the one that's really making me happy right now. Circle of Orboros. And Hordes is my favorite miniatures battles game. Frequently asked question, is War Machine and Hordes the same game? The answer is yes, they're completely compatible. They're both set on the exact same world. And the term floating around now is War Hordes. Originally they were 2 separate games, but in the same setting, following basically the same mechanic, but in a second edition, they really flawlessly fused the 2 games together. So let's take a look at a few of the figures in this one. Here's one of my faves, is the Gorax, and that is a second edition figure. They redid the fig. And here we have some Tharn Wolf Riders. I love the concept here. Here's a Reeves of Orboros standard bear. That's kind of their basic infantry. In fact, let's take a look at some Reeves of Orboros here. These guys are great. They have the gold and blue, the gold and green going on their armor, but also this white and gray happening. And if I mistake not, this is a level 4-6 project. And as you can tell, we do lots of different styles. We can do a very liquid, ethereal glazing type of thing, which was in times past very much blue table painting signature, but now we kind of do a hybridized method, or if you like, we can do a traditional type of painting as well. There's a Warp Wolf, very subtle. It's got a lot of different earth tones going on him that please the eyes. In fact, I wanted to show you some. Where are they? They are. Yeah, there they are. These are Lord of the Rings Warg Riders being used as whatever they are for space wolves, Fenrisian wolves, and I think these guys are fantastic. And look at the colorations on these guys. This is my fave, kind of this purplish pink muzzle, And somehow I got to incorporate these models into an army, even as like Chaos Hounds or something like that. They're really fantastic. This client also made some, I think these are spell or objective markers. I think these are conversions that we did. Those are ravens. And super excited about those. These are the old metal warhounds here, being, again, used as Fenrisian hounds. Here's a, and in this mix, we also have a privateer press model. And I think as time goes on, you're going to see figures from different companies used in all sorts of games. And you're just going to see this mashup, and there's going to be no way to stop it because people can do what they want with their stuff in the privacy of their own homes. So, oh, and just there's a Wolfguard with a Chaos Warrior cloak on him. This particular project has quite a few of those, and we are quite pleased with how those turned out. They have a very ruddy, feral appearance. The shoulder cloak things are really super. All right, folks, last item. This is a set of Phoenix Lords. See if you can guess which one is missing. And these are done at our higher levels with scenic bases. Really not much to say here except that they kind of have a... They're done in solid colors, but if you look closely, like on a sermon here, you'll see that his cloak has kind of a glowing, ethereal, watercolory look to it. And that is just one style to approach these types of things. Way back when, who was it? It was Mike McVeigh, who was one of the top painters for GW, and he, in a way, set a standard for doing things in very bright colors. And as the years have evolved, our studio standard has kind of come down the middle of the road of a lot of these different methods. When I first started, I did glazing and a lot of it, and it's possible to have a great effect. I built a following on that, people that liked that sort of look. If you go back on our website into like 2007, you'll see a lot of that. And it's possible to use different methods to achieve a really good result from different sorts of angles. Anyway, I always remember the Phoenix Lords as being an example of a very strong traditional, like 7 layers of layering of very bright paints. I also heard Reaper's coming out with HD paints, or has come out, and I've heard the chatter coming through is, yeah, I watched Tron Legacy like 5 times the other day, so that's in my head. Is that the HD paints are like absolutely amazing, and I'm really not sure what all the technical differences are. Is it the same as Games Workshop Foundation paints? I know that it's the pigment. The pigments are just really, really thick. And that's what happens. If you go to a craft store, I would never use that stuff. Don't use craft paints, except maybe on terrain. And I think that's because they put in filler and the pigmentation is not very strong. Well, I've rambled on. There's your studio update. I hope we got your inspiration for the day. I do believe that we're going to continue to do this sort of thing where we do kind of like models on parade, and that'll be in HD. The HD is sporadic. I still have people saying, hey, what's happened with your compression or whatever. I don't know. I'm getting that sorted out myself. And I think with the bat refs, we may just go with regular definition. I'm not sure. Today, I think it'll start in HD, and then when Mike has to leave, we'll just switch to the flip. And our goal is to get up at least 3, possibly 4 videos today, fulfilling our goal of an average of 2 videos a day. And yesterday, I just kind of ran out of time. So there you go. Studio update. Stop me now before I keep going.